Thank you for joining the Diminutive Soldier. After searching far and wide, I finally got my hands on 2 Disney Lorcana products. As you know, the demand for these have been pretty insane. There's been retail places that put them out too early. There's been retail places that hadn't put them out yet. But across the board, whenever they do go out, they're gone like that. I was traveling with family, just stopped at a Walmart to get some groceries where we were. Boom, found they only had 2 starter packs, 2 of the same ones. The Emerald and what's this called? Emerald and Ruby, the green and red one, and the Sapphire and Steel, the blue and gray one. And that's the only 2 they had, so I bought 2 of each for me, and then I'm giving these 2 away. Check the end of this video to see how. Please subscribe to my video and get a chance to win both of these so you can play the game. Little caveat, I'm just letting you know from the top here so you can't get upset if you win it. What you're winning from these boxes is everything inside of them. For instance, the entire 60-card starter deck, of course the rules, the little mat that you play on, and all of the tokens. That's what you're winning. The boxes do come with a booster pack, 1 booster pack. That's not included in this win. So you're getting the 60-card starter decks out of both of these and all the other goods, just not the booster pack. Because this game's impossible to find, and that booster pack is gone. But you still get the 2 starter packs. You can start playing the game. What more could you ask for? I guess booster. I guess that's the more you could ask for. So let me go down to the table, kind of break down how this game plays, and give you my review and final thoughts. The objective of Disney Lorcana is to move your lore tracker all the way to 20. How you're going to do that is by playing cards. You'll have characters you could send out on adventures, collecting lore, getting to 20. However, when you do send them out, they're at risk to be attacked by the opposing player. And you have cards such as, here's Flounder. He costs 1 ink to play him. So we'll get to in a second how you create ink. When he goes on a quest, that's this symbol here, he moves that lore tracker up 1. When he attacks someone, his attack is 2, and he has 2 health. You got to do 2 damage to him to knock him out. So I'm just giving you some of the basics of some of the cards right now. Here's Aurora. When she goes on a quest, she has 2, costs 2, 2 attack, 2 health. Let's see what else we got here. Here's Mufasa. When he goes on a quest, 3. This is a really good card. But you see, costs 6, attack 4, needs 6 damage to take him out. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw a hand of 7 cards. And of course, your first round, you can do a mulligan, like most card games. But you're going to have 7 cards, and every turn, you can ink a card to create more ink so you can play a card. So like I said at the beginning, these up here show how much ink you have to be able to play that card. You start the game with 0 ink, no ink. In order to ink a card, you'll take 1 and it goes away permanently for the rest of the game. That card's done and you turn it into ink. And so let's just say, I hate to do Mufasa. He's a fantastic card. Let's just say this one is a healing magic golden flower. I'm going to ink that one. So now that goes down here into my ink well. I now have 1 ink. So I can tap that to play a 1 card, which is Flounder. Flounder's in play. Characters enter play in the ready state. However, they can't do anything yet. That's kind of sounds goofy. Doesn't really make sense. You would expect them to enter play like this. But there's a reason. Because if a character's tapped, that means they can be attacked by the opposing player. That means they're out. They're doing something. So what I always do, he'll interplay right here. Then on my next turn, when I can actually activate him, send him to collect lore, whatever, I put him over here. And same with the opposing player. And then the ones that come in that aren't quite ready yet will go back on like my rear line. So he's done. The opposing player is going to go, and they would have drawn 7 cards. So I'll do now. 4, 5, 6, 7. So they have Aladdin. And look, when you play him, each opponent loses 1 lore. And it does say each because you can play more than just 2 people. The Duke of Weaselton, he's not that great, but he's only cost 1. You have Aladdin's Scimitar. This means to tap it, to activate it, and then a chosen character gets +1 damage, but if it's Aladdin, they get +2 damage instead. So this is an item. When you play an item, they're different than characters. You play an item and they can be activated right away. And an action, when you play an action, it happens right away. This one, play the action, a chosen character gets +2 damage this turn. If it's a villain character, +3. Then you got Aladdin. So you got different, that's a different Aladdin, see? There's Street Rat, there's Prince Ali. And when you're building a deck, you have to have, the deck can have up to 2 colors in it. So this deck is red and greens. And you can have 4 of the same character. So 4 of the exact same card. So you could have this Aladdin Street Rat card. You could have 4 of those. But you could also have 4 Aladdin Prince Ali cards. There's Rapunzel. So let's say I want to ink this Rapunzel. It's an expensive card. I can't. See the difference between these numbers up top? This one has that gold ring around it. These don't. These you cannot ink. You can only ink the ones with that gold border around it. So let's say I'm going to ink this. I'm going to ink this one right here. So they ink their card. They got 1 ink. They're going to play, all they can play is the Duke of Weaselton. And he's now there. Now it goes back to this player. So first you ready all of your cards. My ink's ready. I'll send Flounder, he's ready. He's coming out now. You ready? Every turn you ready, set, draw. So ready, set means you, if you have start of the turn effects that may happen, any cards in play, there are none, then you draw a card. So I drew another card. I drew Mufasa. I got 2 Mufasas. It's a very expensive card. So I hate to do it. It's a fantastic card, but I'm inking him. So I can have 2 ink now. Only card I can play that has 2 is Aurora. So she's coming in, but yet again, I can't activate her quite yet. She's in play. Now, Flounder, I'm going to send him out on a quest. I'm turning him, and he has 1. So my lore tracker goes up a measly 1, but it's going up. I'm done with my turn. We're going to go back to this player. They ready everything. They set. They draw a card. So I drew another Vicious Betrayal. And in fact, I'm going to ink one of those. So I have 2 ink right now. And I'm going to play this Aladdin. Prince Ali, fabulous he. Let's see, Ward. Opponents can't choose this character except to challenge. So what that means is, so let's say I send him out on an adventure. So he can still be challenged, which means when they go on an adventure, which you're about to find out, they can be attacked. So he can still be that, but you can't choose him for anything else. If you have any other cards that do any abilities, banish him, destroy him, whatever. So you can only do it to challenge him. So the Duke, sorry, he's ready. He comes out and play. There's Aladdin. And so now the Duke of Weaselton has the choice to go on an adventure for 1 or to attack Flounder. He's going to choose to attack Flounder and get rid of Flounder. Here's how that works. The Duke does 2 damage. Flounder has 2 health. He's out. But Flounder does how much damage he has back. He has two, boom. They knocked each other out. They're both out, and they both go in their own discard piles. Like a soul. So it comes back to this player. You ready all your cards? Aurora's ready to come out. You set, you draw. I drew another Maleficent. I'm actually going to get rid of this one, Smash, which deals 3 damage to a chosen character. I'm just getting rid of that. I now have 3. I'm going to put out Hercules. He's 3 and 3, only 1 lore. He has Bodyguard. He can enter play Exerted. And then an opposing character who challenges one of your characters must choose one with Bodyguard if able. So I'm going to send Aurora out on a quest. And Aurora gains 2 when she goes on a quest. So she's pretty good. So I'm going to send her out on a quest. I don't want that Aladdin taking her out, which he could. So I'm going to play Hercules. And like I said, normally when they go in ready. You can't attack them. He can go in Exerted, and you have to attack Hercules if you want to attack her. You can't. You got to attack Hercules. He's going to be your bodyguard. So Aurora, I'm tapping her and moving my lore up 2. So I'm up to 3 now. And it goes back to the opposing player. He readies. Aladdin comes out. Draws a card. And sees what he's going to do. He can't ink these 2. This is tough. I'm going to ink this Aladdin. Now I got 3. I'm going to use all 3 of mine to bring in Street Rat Aladdin. When you play this character, each opponent loses 1 lore. So this will go back down to 2. And now this Aladdin has a choice. Is he going to go on a quest for 1? Or is he going to try to attack that Hercules? More like Huncules, am I right? Yeah. So he attacks Hercules. Hercules is going to straight up knock out Aladdin. Aladdin will do 2 damage to him. Hercules will still be alive. Now I'll just have to put these 2 damage tokens on him. He'll still have 1 life. So that won't really... Aladdin's just going to quest for 1. And bring that up 1 for him. Goes back to this player. You ready? So now Aurora and this Hercules are out. Set, draw a card. Ooh, Simba. What was that? Shiny Simba. But he costs 7. And he goes on a quest that has 2 lore. Challenge +4. While challenging, this character gets +4 damage. So it'll be 8. And he has Pounce. During your turn, this character gains Evasive, which means they can challenge other characters with Evasive. So there'll be other characters played. I think Tinkerbell has Evasive. I mean, Pongo from 101 Dalmatians. When they have Evasive, it says they cannot be challenged. They cannot be attacked when they go out on quests and stuff, unless by someone else who has Evasive. So normally they can survive for a while. You'll be able to attack them. But I only got 3 lore. It'll be a while before I can play that card. Same with Mufasa. I'm going to get rid of... Man, that's tough. I'm actually going to get rid of Simba. So it's a tough choice. God. I'm going to play all 4 of my ink, and I'm playing Maleficent. She has no special ability, but she has 2 when she goes on a quest. Strength 3, health 4. So she goes out. What I'm going to do with those 2, Aurora's going to go on a quest. Boom. Bring this up 2. So now I'm up to 4. Hercules is going to attack Aladdin. So you see he has 3. Aladdin has 2 health. Boom, Hercules will knock him out. But Aladdin does 2 damage back to Hercules. So I'm going to put those 2 on him. So Hercules still alive. and you go back and forth until someone gets to 20. Now, of course, this game, these are the starter decks. They got booster packs galore. The booster packs, you can really customize these decks. That's obviously, this is a deck building game. That's where the complexity comes in, is building your own deck, customizing your deck to um, give different boosts, different bonuses, and do different things that you want to do. I can show you some cards from the booster decks. This one's all right. Let me find some that are pretty good. This one's pretty good. There's a shiny one too. Whenever this character quests, choose an opposing character. They can't quest during their next turn. So he quests, not great, only one, but the opposing player may have one that quests for 3 or 4. Not make it to where they can't quest. As long as he stays in the game, he has 4 health, so he's you know, he can survive a little bit. You got Wolfsbane Beast. Rush. This character can challenge the turn they're played. So he just runs right in. He has 4 damage, 4 health. He could potentially just knock someone right out. Roar. When you play this character, exert all opposing damaged characters. The enemy has a little bit of damage on some characters. You run him in. You exert them, meaning they can't act. They're able to be attacked if they're not exerted. And he has 2 there. Flynn Rider. He has 2. Whenever he is challenged, whenever you try to attack him, the challenging player chooses and discards a card. So make them get rid of a card if you want to challenge him. It's pretty good. There's that same Aladdin we've already come across. There's Tinkerbell. She has 2 lore. See, she's evasive. Only characters with evasive can challenge her. So generally, she's more survivable. When you play this character, chosen character gains evasive this turn. So I can give one of my players evasive. Look at old Hans. He doesn't have any special abilities. He's all right here. And he has 3 lore when he goes on a quest. Oh, sneaky little Hans. Scheming prince. You got the genie. He ain't never had a friend like me. Ha! He's evasive. And when you play this character, you can return chosen character to their player's hand. So the other players a really good character out, play the genie, poof, pop that back in their hand. He cannot be turned to ink, you can see. Some of them can, some of them can't. So you got all kind of fun cards. There's Captain Hook, Minnie Mouse, Tigger. You know the most wonderful thing about Tigger is Tigger's a wonderful thing. His top's made out of rubber. His bottom's made out of spring. He's bouncy, trouncy, founcy, funty, fun, 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 fun. Most one thing about Tigger is I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Oh gosh, sorry about that. Don't know what happened. Oh, he's evasive. Look at that. 4/4, 2 lore. Tigger's pretty good. You got all kind of fun. There's King Triton. Dang, look how strong that sucker is. He costs 7 ink. Now you will have some cards. I have some in here. I just don't remember which ones they are. You'll play them and you'll be able to like create more ink. So some turns you might be able to create 2 ink instead of 1. Here's an item, the Dingle Hopper. Activate it and remove up to 1 damage from a chosen character, so you can heal 1. Pretty good. When you play this character, you can remove up to 1 damage from a chosen character. Not great, but he only costs 1. Here's something else. A song. So I hadn't got the songs yet. So when you play a song, you can play it where you just pay the cost up here, 3, or you can do this. A character that costs 3 or more you can tap that character to activate them, meaning they can't go on a quest or anything, to sing this song. And then when you do, this happens. Return a character card from your discard to your hand. So you have the option, either pay this out of your ink or activate a 3-cost character to sing the song. And when I play with my kids, you know when we do that, that means you got to sing the song at the table. But it make it even more fun. Whatever character you activate to do it, you got to sing that song in that character's voice. Yeah. You get Tigger to do this, have Tigger sing part of your world. There's just a few other cards. Archimedes, Pascal. And these are just little collector's things that come in the boosters. So I'm going to get back down to the table, give you my final thoughts and review of the game. So I'm not a big trading card gamer. I'm not a big deck builder either. I've never really enjoyed deck building that much. I've played Magic the Gathering, not for me. My daughter collects some Pokemon. I've learned the game with her. I didn't grow up with Pokemon. Pretty fun, simplistic game. I've enjoyed playing it with her. This, yet again, I've only played these two starter decks. I have some boosters. We haven't started building decks yet. We've played a few games of these two starter decks, and to me, this is more fun than my experience with Pokemon, and way more fun than my experience with Magic. But I'm not that big of a Magic fan, and this is simplistic. This is a simple game. It's definitely feels geared towards kids. My 10-year-old easily can pick it up and has a blast with it. Of course, there's a Disney characters there. That's not just a kid thing, of course. I love the Disney characters too. But it is a simplistic game. I like you have options of you can either attack if someone has activated, if they're out on what I call out on a quest, you can try to stop them. So you have that option, or you can go on a quest yourself to try to build up that lore. So you have the options to do that, not just attack. And it's simplistic, but it works. It's fun. It's fast paced. We play these games 10 minutes less each game. And that's a positive. It could be a positive, it could be a negative. Some people could say it's too simple, it's too fast. I think it's a positive, especially playing with my 10-year-old daughter. I don't know about going to a tournament and me playing this at a tournament with people. I don't know if I'm never going to get to that. This is going to be a very casual thing for me, and fun to collect some of them and play with my kids. Now, of course, the complexity is going to come with the deck building, with the collecting. And I already have just from a few boosters, I only have 4. Just from the 4 boosters I have, I already see cards where I'm 100% putting that in this deck. We're going to take some out, put those in. Those are some good cards here. And so obviously the complexity is going to come from building that. And so even though the base, just from the starter packs, is a very simple game, it obviously can become more complex. And I'm interested to see where this goes with the seasons coming in the future that they're going to release. And I'm sure they're going to release eventually different cards that do different rules and traps, etc. I don't know. And that'll make the game a little more interesting, a little more complicated, potentially. So just off the base starter packs in the base game, there's a lot of potential there. There's a lot to build from and build on top of. And I think it's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid game. Even from someone who doesn't like deck builders, doesn't like trading card games, I'd give this right now a 7.5. It's pretty great. It's pretty solid. Like I said, with the expansions, it could be more than that. It can go up. You start deck building. If you love deck building, obviously it can be a lot higher than that. And if it wasn't Disney, if this was just some random, they just created their own characters into this in here, would it work? Yeah, I don't know. But it is Disney, and Disney works. And Disney's a pull. I mean, just look, you can't find this anywhere. It's insane how this is blowing up, more than any card game I've ever seen. So if it wasn't Disney, I don't know if it'd work, but it is, and it does work. But the gameplay is solid. Now, I enjoy it more than Magic. Like I said, I enjoy it more than Pokemon. Pokemon's much more simple than it is. Pokemon, pretty basic what you're going to do in that game. Just attack. I do like Keyforge. More than this. I think Keyforge but it's a little more complex game too. And there's no deck building in Keyforge. And as I stated, I'm not a big deck builder myself. But this is a solid game, 7.5. Now you have a chance to win these two starters. Like I said at the beginning of my video, you have a chance to win this Emerald Ruby and this Sapphire Steel. All you have to do is comment below. Comment something about a Disney character. What's your favorite Disney character? What's your favorite Disney character's quote? Put that in the comments. Make it a little fun. And subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe. Help me build my subscriptions up. And I really appreciate that. But do that for me. And I'm going to pick a lucky winner who's going to win both of these so you can start playing. It will come with both starter decks and the rules and the tokens and the little mats you play on. It will not come with the one booster that comes with them, however. They'll come with everything else, the 60 card starter decks to get you going and get you. Those are fun games. That's all we've been playing is with those, and it's a blast. I have no idea what happened to my sound here. It went out. I'm sorry. I'm saying that the winner will be picked on September 18th, 2023. So September 18th, 2023, comment below. I don't know what else I'm saying right here. Hand waving a little bit, looking down a lot. Do that on a lot of my videos. I seem to look down more than the camera. Pointing, hands waving, pointing down, hands waving. September 18th. The winner will be picked September 18th. That's all you need to know. I'm still jabbering. Look, oh, there's my face. And thanks for joining the Diminutive Soldier.